This game of Karpov, also played against Wolfgang Unzicker, is a good one, but it is a miniature. When white won quickly, conducting the typical advance f2, f4, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castle, bishop e7, rook e1, b5, bishop b3, d6, c3, castle, h3, knight a5, bishop c2, c5, d4, queen c7, knight bd2, and here in this position black plays bishop d7. This is a normal move, although of course other plans are possible for black. Knight f1, and here black plays rook f8. This is not the best move in the position, breaking coordination of the black pieces. So the best it would be take on d4, and then we have the theoretical position on board. If you're interested, you can look at the theoretical books. But in the game, black played rook e8, and now after d5 we see that all black pieces are standing in wrong places. Knight b7, and now knight h2. White is preparing to play f2, f4. And what is the best defensive plan for white? He must play g6 at some point, then the knight from f6 must go to e8 and to g7. Then black must play f7, f6, and knight b7 must go to d8 and then to f7. So this is the best defensive setup. But with the rook on e8, it is very difficult to realize. g6 is quite a strange move, because there was no any direct threat, and voluntarily black weakens his position. So knight g3, c4, this is the correct plan for black, to play knight c5 and then threatening to play knight d3 at some point. But in this position this plan is not working, because the bishop is standing on d7 while the bishop must be on c8, and then black must play a5, bishop a6, b4, and only then knight d3. With the bishop on d7 this is not efficient anymore. So white is opening the position and he plays f4 immediately. e4, bishop f4. So the knight on f6 usually must stand in this type of the position on d7 in order to be able to control the square e5. But the square d7 is occupied by the bishop d7. So probably the best for black would be to play bishop c8. Now planning to play knight d7 and trying to regroup these pieces. Although of course black has lost so much time that white advantage in this position is unquestionable. In the game black played bishop f8, and this is a decisive mistake, because after the move bishop g5 the knight on f6 doesn't have any square to go to. So the only move which is not losing the material is bishop e1. So now rook f1 is not possible, because then there will be queen c5 check, king h1, and knight d5. So the bishop on g5 is hanging. So queen d2 is a good move to protect the bishop on g5. And after bishop c8, rook f1, knight d7, knight g4, black resigned, because knight h6 is threatening, and all white pieces are participating in the attack. It is not so difficult to calculate all the variations and see that black here doesn't have any defense. So white is winning. Very short, interesting miniature illustrating the plan with f2, f4, very good.